Greetings everyone, this is Connor from DagoraTV, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the whole mods on PS4 thing with Bethesda Game Studios games recently. So as I guess all of you are aware now that the whole mods on PS4 thing that Skyrim and the Fallout 4 edition was promised for has had a whole series of news and updates going to it being cancelled and bring back onto it, of all happening on the PS4 system. And there's been a lot of news, a lot of debate about it. I made a video about it a bit ago of it not being on the Skyrim Special Edition and Fallout 4 for PS4. But that's soon been rebunked, and now Sony have actually reworked the process and have allowed mods now to be going on to the PS4 for Skyrim and for Fallout 4. So I just wanted to make this video to talk about the whole thing, the whole situation, and really why it took so long to get this news. It's nearly a year now since Fallout 4's came out. Really what's gone on in this period of time, and what's really the community's reaction for anyone that hasn't really seen or heard about it. So back in E3 2015, E3 2015 last year, when Fallout 4 was really revealed to the showcase on the floor at E3, it was announced a week or so before, but this was the first time it was really shown. Todd Howard came on stage at the Xbox press conference and says there's going to be having mods on consoles for Fallout 4, and it's going to be on the Xbox first and then coming to the PlayStation 4 later, which is what happened. They came to the Xbox One first, and they said about a month or so later it comes to PS4. That wasn't the case, however, and they said that it had been delayed. They're still working on the system for the PlayStation 4 mods, and it eventually will be able to be getting onto the PlayStation 4 platform, and it went onto the Xbox One. Works swimmingly well, very popular. There's a few disagreements with the limit the amount of mods you're allowed to have at a time, but all in all it's been a very positive thing, and people have been pretty happy about it being on there. Then we get to E3, and they're still not on the PlayStation 4 yet for Fallout 4, and they announced the Skyrim Special Edition, where it's going to be a remastered version of Skyrim, as you'll all know, and it's coming out on October the 28th, and it said that we're going to be having mods on consoles on both systems from launch. So great news, Xbox One and PlayStation 4, both times. It's what everyone wanted, and it's going to be happening at the exact same time. Then, a couple of months go by, we're hearing little bits of updates of, PlayStation 4 mod system saying they're still working on it, still trying to get through the process to fit Sony's requirements to be able to get mods on PS4 for Fallout 4. And people are really unhappy about it because, they finished Fallout 4, they finished the DLCs, and, they wanted mods to kind of revitalise the game for them again and make them, enjoy it as a whole new experience. Well, we're still waiting, still a large amount of time to be going ahead, and eventually it come out that Pete Hines from Bethesda had said, we submitted our mod system to PlayStation, to Sony, and they rejected it. And this got a lot of people into a whole huge argument, really unhappy with both Bethesda for taking so long being able to get it through, and Sony for rejecting it. And people were talking about why it's been rejected. People were really confused. They were thinking maybe is it the age rating, but Fallout 4 already has a mature rating, so everyone was thinking why is this the case. And obviously it was going to be cancelled as well for the Skyrim Special Edition for the PS4 side, because Microsoft had no problem with it. So there's a huge divide in the consoles as well, even in the comments of my video which I put out on this, where people were talking about Xbox One's not the best place to play Fallout 4, which isn't true. PC is still the best place, because, you'd be able to get more mods on PC than what you will on consoles and things like that. But people, still having this divide, that, Bethesda Game Studios has always been more shifted towards Microsoft in the kind of console area, Morrowind came to Xbox first, the Xbox 360 deals that they had with Oblivion, where it was showcased on that platform and advertised as an Xbox 360 game on the adverts, and then as well, Todd Howard appearing in the video for Xbox Scorpio at E3. There's always been a bit more, maybe a look towards Microsoft on the Bethesda Game Studios half than there has been to Sony, but it was still a shock, to hear that it wasn't in there. And there was a lot of anger in the community, as you can imagine, because, if you're playing it on PlayStation 4, you want to get the game on there, and you want to have, all the available mods, you want to have what was promised to you on there. But there was a bit of, whose fault was it? I backed Bethesda Game Studios on this matter. I said, they could have been quicker, getting it through towards Sony, but there was no reason for Sony to, take this, to reject it at all. There's no real grounds to do it, And then, a couple of weeks later, I was thinking everyone was, kind of under the idea that, maybe Sony are against mods going onto the platform. They don't really want users creating content and putting it onto the games on there. That's not something that they want on the PlayStation. And then they go ahead and accept a modding system for Farming Simulator 17, which was bizarre to say the least, because after seeing them rejected for Fallout 4 and the Skyrim Special Edition, Bethesda Game Studios is a big company, which was making, PlayStation a lot of money. It sold a lot of copies, and this is something that, being an advertisement as well for PlayStation to step in, to the limelight as well, to be able to have access to mods, for both consoles as well, and also the whole PlayStation for the players thing. It kind of suits them in there as well. They could use it as an advertisement thing to be able to have mods, but they rejected it for some reason, and they accepted it for Farming Simulator 17. Everyone is still baffled at how this is the case, and it kind of then went a bit quiet. People just kind of accepted it. This has happened, that we're not able to get mods on PlayStation 4, and everyone was kind of a little bit, down about it, but it's something worth getting beat up over. And then, but Pete Hines did say, we are going to try at some point, get them on in the future. Everyone kind of presumed, I myself included, presumed in the video, which you can go watch if you're interested in seeing my reaction at the time, thought that this was never going to come to the PS4 anymore. They're not going to work for Sony. There was some ridiculous comments going in the comment section. Some people saying that I think now that the next Bethesda games are not going to be coming onto the PlayStation platform, which is just absurd because, they make so much money off the PlayStation platform. The majority of players are on the PlayStation platform. That's not a that's not a theory that I'm going to my head. That's absolute fact. There's more people on PlayStation than there is on Xbox and there is on PC. So they're obviously going to be bringing it to that platform to sell as many copies as they want. They're not first party. They're too big of a company to be third party. They're up there now with the EAs and the Activisions and the Blizzards and them kind of companies and the Ubisofts. They're up there now as a solid publisher, and that's definitely not going to happen. So to see it kind of come out like that, and seeing the reaction to it was just something that surprised a lot of people, when it was announced, because, a lot of people did presume that it wasn't going to happen, and people were kind of thinking now that there was going to be a little bit of a rift between Bethesda and Sony, but they kept on working on it, and now it's been confirmed that it's coming out on the Sky Special Edition at launch, and it's coming to the Fallout 4 game as well very soon, which is already out, and, people, can go ahead and play mods now. It's very, an interesting time for them, on the PlayStation 4. It's happy that it's finally come through. Better late than never, as you'll always say. It's very good, and well done to Bethesda for, for keeping at it, you really carry on, making it, because they could have easily gone, forget it now, we're just going to stop, but, they kept going for it. They kept inquiring at Sony to be able to get the mods on the system, because, they knew that, the community wanted. The community said to them so many times, we want mods on PlayStation 4, we want that to happen, because on Bethesda Game Studios games, mods are arguably the best thing apart from the worlds that they're setting. Because, it keeps the game alive, it keeps the game fresh, it's the end game of Bethesda Game Studios games, if you will, if you want to talk about it in MMO terms, because, MMOs, you always have stuff to do at the end of the game, like dungeons and quests and things like that, and once you've completed the game with Fallout 4, you complete the game with Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout 3, whatever, you can get mods on PC, to be able to play through new areas, new quests, trying different weapons and things like that. Now you can do the same with consoles as well, which is extremely good. Very good to hear, for the Sky Special Edition as well, because there was a couple of people actually from emails that I received where people were saying that they're not even looking to buy the Skyrim Special Edition anymore because they were so disappointed with how it was really, they're not going to get any mods on it. They said it's just going to be the same game which I can play on the 360 or PS3, which I've still got, or still able to play it on my laptop and actually have a better time with it. So being able to happen now is obviously going to sell more copies, because I didn't think it would have that big of an impact, but I was wrong on that. People were definitely upset about it, but people are now definitely going to be able to play Skyrim with mods, and it's going to sell, really well again on the PlayStation 4, get people really excited, try new things as well, experience the game the way that people on PC have, for such a long time now, having better graphical fidelity, having more quests to do, having so much stuff to do, new weapons and things like that. Going to be really interesting, and the community response to it has been very positive to Bethesda, for keeping at it, and about time, Sony came to the senses, and I finally accepted that it was going to be on there, because it was such an absurd decision, and it was something that I was really shocked by when I saw it. I honestly thought at the time, Bethesda taking so long was just them being lazy, being too focused on the other projects that they've got going on, because, they said they're working on 3 projects right now. One of them is the Elder Scrolls 6, the other 2 are unconfirmed or, unannounced, if you will, Bethesda-like games. That the focus was too much on that and not enough on what the community wanted at the given time. But I was wrong about that. They carried on working on it. They got it over the line. Sony, they must have had some little issues with the terms of service or something. There must have been some fine points where they got it. But maybe the backlash that they got from the community, where Bethesda said it in such a way that it was, they kind of pointed the finger directly at Sony on this matter, and the community, the Bethesda Game Studios community, got on Sony's back in some case respectable way. I've seen some comments that weren't entirely respectable, but He got the job done, he got mods on consoles, and I think people will be really happy about it. It's really good news. Even me hearing about someone who's not going to play the game on an Xbox One, I might actually get a copy for Xbox One, just in order to try it out, try Skyrim on there, again, see how different it is to my PC. And really give it a go on there, because I really want to see the differences between the two. So thanks all for watching. Let me know in the comments how excited you are to get mods on PS4 now. There's a lot of PS4 owners in my subscriber base. There's also Xbox owners and PC owners as well. There's everyone. So let me know if you're excited for the Skyrim Special Edition. How do you feel about this news that Sony finally come to the senses and really let it on there? About time. It was such a ridiculous choice. But so let me know how you feel about that. Also, put your comments below of what you think of the whole Skyrim Special Edition thing coming out anyway. Are you excited about it? You're looking forward to be playing it again? You're looking forward to playing it in a different way, in a different type of Steam app? Just let me know what you're thinking, and follow me on Twitter and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.